recording? Alright, okay, good. I was trying to sleep, and, after playing a whole weekend of Birth by Sleep, and for some reason though, I had looked up, well, I hadn't really looked up, and I looked into if there was any more information on the, Birth by Sleep sequels that was on the mind. I made, like, a list of what worlds could possibly be in that, like, with the knowledge that I have of, like, where they were, like how the first, like, the ones from the first game were not possible, because they wouldn't be in the Realm Dark and all that, but okay, that's totally besides the point. I don't know how I got onto this topic. Oh, before I do mention this, there's something else that I, mentioned. During the stream, I noticed that, Braig suddenly had yellow eyes when he fights Aqua in, the Keyblade Graveyard, at the Keyblade Graveyard. But, he didn't before. And I thought this was weird, like, in general, but then there's the fact that the whole yellow eyes thing is, like, exclusive to Xehanort, because, like, somebody mentioned that, like, Ansem has it too, like, Ansem the Wise Ansem, but, that's not entirely the case, because he has orange eyes, not like the bright yellow that the other characters have. So that's already weird. By the way, this is just a big thought dump, so if you already know what the deal is with all the things that I'm going to be talking about, or if you just don't care, then don't watch this, and if you do care, or do you want to hear me ramble and probably get everything completely wrong, or say things that are completely batshit insane, then enjoy, but, let's see, so, there's that, and then I did a Google image search for every single one of the organization members, because I'm like, wait, like, something seems weird about that, and, or because, like, now I don't trust anything anymore, and there is indeed another one that has yellow eyes suddenly, and it's Saïx. So, that's kind of odd, how, like, the two, like, because, like, obviously, like, Braig was, like, the right-hand man to Xehanort, like, in Birth by Sleep, and then Saïx is sort of, like, Xemnas' right-hand man. And also, Xigbar is still kind of important in, like, Xehanort days, because, like, they're in those evil council things, so, like, they both have the yellow eyes, and I don't know what the significance of this is, but I'm sure there's some significance to it. But that's all I wanted to mention about that. I checked, and I think most of them have just, like, I think, like, nearly all of them have blue eyes, except, like, Vexen, who has, like, Axel too. But, like, Vexen has these bright green eyes. They're, like, the weirdest friggin' color. But, I don't know. That's not important right now. What I did want to talk about is the unknown boss. Or, as I theorized, that it was time travel Xehanort, which I got to because he uses the ethereal blades like Xemnas did, and obviously has the cloak going on, which is, like, the organization's trademark, which he kind of is in charge of also. So, like, and then, like, no, I said that it was, because it was, like, these things seemed like it, like, generally they're, like, or at least it was a thing for Birth by Sleep, so I was like, what, is it, like, teasing, like, the big villain from that? So I said it was Nightmare Xehanort, like, that's why I guessed it was Xehanort, but then I said I was time travel because he still had the blades, and, like, so it worked. But then I was just, like, trying to fall asleep, and I start thinking about this, and, like, my mind, like, went all over the place with this, because I'm like, okay, so we know that, like, So, like, because, like, even if this, like, isn't Xehanort, like, it implies that there is time travel. And, like, the ethereal blades, like, if it isn't Xehanort, then, like, it's gotta be, like, Xemnas, because he's the only guy who uses those things otherwise. So, like, it implies that, like, it is somebody, at least, relating to Xehanort. Maybe it's his weird cousin, or something, but... Point is, like, it seems that, like, signs point to the fact that they're related. And that, like, the Times Teller trophy, along with the no-name Keyblade, which had a bunch of clocks on it, and an hourglass as the keychain. It's pointing me to time travel here, which... that opens up a whole nother can of worms. Because, okay. So there's the time travel, and, like, because I'm like thinking, okay, well, there's the time travel, what could be the significance of that? And I think I said during one of the streams, it's like, could he, wouldn't that mean that he could go back into the past, and, like, give himself, like, all the knowledge that he had already? So that, like, why, how come that he's, like, so old now? Why didn't he do that? And then I realized, I don't know how I got to this, but I'm like, what if he already did? Because we get, at the start of the game of Birth by Sleep, you see Destiny Island, and there's, like, a guy standing on the beach, facing away from the camera, with, like, silver hair. And I think I just wrote this off initially as being, like, it's probably, like, is it some future Riku or something? But no. It's totally not. The only other character with silver hair consistently is Xehanort. So, like, is that, like, a younger version of him? Why was he shown standing at Destiny Islands? And then I thought, there was that thing that, like, Kid Riku mentions when, like, Terra, like, goes around. I think it's when, like, Terra visits them, is that he says something that there was, because, like, he's talking about how he wants to go to, like, other worlds also, because apparently a kid from Destiny Islands had left before. And then, and this is where the crazy thoughts start happening, because I'm like, okay, so we have a kid that somehow managed to escape Destiny Islands, which, like, I don't think you can generally just, like, leave a world unless, like, because, like, to do it, like, in Kingdom Hearts you needed the gummy ship, and in Birth by Sleep we have Erica's unlocking the lanes between first before you can leave. So it is assumed that, like, some kid couldn't just randomly leave. But then I'm like, wait, like, what if, and this is where I was going really weird, like, what if, cause this kid, I said, like, is Xehanort, so what if he, like, grew up and gathered the knowledge of time travel? I don't know how, I don't know, like, how he figures this out, but he figures out time travel, and, like, I guess he gets, like, a Keyblade also, because then, like, I think you might need one of those to leave the world, because if you don't have one of the ships, because, like, if you don't have, like, a ship, then I guess you need one of those to leave the world, because you can turn it into one of those, like, glider things. But, like, so he, like, so then he, like, grows up, and he learns to time travel, and then he returns to himself as a kid, and then he gives off the things, but, like, but the thing is that, like, because the weird part is that if that is Xehanort, then how come, because there's a trailer for, I think it was a trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3, where you see, like, a younger version of Ericus and a younger version of Xehanort, and it's like, well, how is that possible? Because Riku, like, implies that, like, it's only been, like, a couple of years, or, like, at least not a very long time, since this kid left. Because otherwise it would be a major frickin' deal, and now it's it's sort of like an urban legend going on Destiny Islands that some kid managed to leave. And it's not some widespread, like, big thing. So, what if, like, okay, so, like, the original Xehanort, like, is, like, that means that he's only, like, the original one is only, like, a couple years older than, like, the characters of the first game, and which is really weird, so I don't know how this works, but, like, he grows up and, like, travels back in time and goes to himself as a kid, and then, like, I guess gives him the Keyblade, or maybe he doesn't, because maybe that's why he then, like, enrolls with Yin Sid, because that's his master too, isn't it? Because, like, him and Eric is both trained under him. But point is, he goes back in time to, like, some point, and then, like, I guess this is where he goes, like, he learned time travel, and I guess this is where he goes back to learn, like, the whole Keyblade training, and then he kind of stays there, and then I guess he kind of, like, grows up, and then he becomes, like, so then, like, this second kid grows up to be, like, the Xehanort that you see in Birth by Sleep, I guess. And then, like, because, like, okay, this makes sense to me, because if you get the time-traveling one, and he has to go back in time to learn how to use the Keyblade, like, it's possible that he, like, traveled only a couple years back to the end of Birth by Sleep when you fight him with the blade, because it's, like, I guess the original Xehanort learned to use the, like, the ethereal blades, and then travel back in time, pass them on to his kid self, and is like, hey, if you want to know how to time travel, this is how you do it. Again, I don't know how you would time travel in this world, but point is, I guess he somehow figured it out. Then he goes back to, like, a couple years, and just, like, I don't know why he would just randomly fight Aqua. I'm assuming that there's, like, it's just kind of a gameplay. I'm not sure how much I should look into that one, but... Okay, so that happens, and then he travels back even further, and then he, like... And then he goes to, like, yeah, get, like, trained, and then he grows up and he becomes old, and then he, like... doesn't want to just pass on everything that he's learned now to, like, a kid version of himself. And I guess that's why he, like, takes over Terra's body instead. So, like... But then, like, the question is, what happened to, like, the original Xehanort that's, like, traveled back in time, but... Also, I'm like, it's 2 a.m. I was gonna say it's 2 a.m. in the morning, but that would be extremely redundant. But, like, I'm just sitting here rambling, looking, like, staring at the voice recorder, trying to make sense of my thoughts. And the more I speak, the more I realize that I'm completely, like, insane. But, okay. Continuing with this assumption, like, does that mean that there's, like, another Xehanort running around? So does that mean that there's, like, a second old man Xehanort around? Like... Then again, he can time travel. Who knows how many frickin' Xehanorts are around, actually? Who knows how many times he, like, time traveled and stuff? Maybe they're all over the place. I don't know how to, like, again, like, because time travel is, like, a new concept in this series, so I don't know how they're gonna handle time travel here, and how it works. Like, if you, like, because, like, obviously, like, the way I explained it, like, it's like a change in the timeline, so, like, that's already kind of, because, like, you change the past there, so it's, like... And then you change, and you go back and you change the past even more. But But, like, is it implied that it already did happen, then? What? Maybe... maybe, like... Maybe it is, like, a closed loop that, like, you, like, he always goes back to tell his kid self how to get off the island. Like, but then how did he figure it out I don't know. Like, I guess this makes no sense if it's supposed to be a closed time loop, because I don't know. Unless he, like... Because I don't know how you would, like, suddenly be able to leave a world. Like, because, like, Riku is able to... Well, not really, because he doesn't really leave by himself. No, because he gets the help from not Ansem. Because, like, he's like, oh, well, like, something, darkness, and then, yeah. So, like, that's why I'm saying that he must have, like, the kid, who, again, I think is Xehanort, because he kind of also, like, I don't know, because he has, like, the same, like, long silver hair that, like Terra Xehanort has in, like, the scenes at the end of Birth by Sleep, and also, like the long hair that Xemnas has, and, not Ansem. You know, I'm just gonna call him Ansem, and the other one is just Ansem the Wise, that'll be the thing, so Ansem, just... So, like, he's got the long silver hair going on. No, I was gonna say, like, well, maybe... Like, I don't know where you would learn time travel in this world. It's... So, like, this is kind of where I get stuck. It's like, I don't know what the significance of this is. Because I don't know why he would time travel. Well, obviously to give himself, like, the knowledge in the past. And... maybe he, like... I don't know, because, like, something about, like... Something, maybe there's something about destiny, and he's, like... Because, like, obviously, like, Sora's, like, the designated hero of the story here. So maybe he knew this, and is like, well, shit, I better go back, like, further in time, so I can, like, reach full power before he even becomes a thing. But then why didn't he just kill Sora? Like... Or maybe he just kind of... I don't know, maybe he just kind of, like, chilled on Destiny Islands. Like, I guess that's possible. Like, he just, like... He is the same age as Erika's, but he, like, kind of, like, just, like, buggered off for a little bit, and then just chose to kind of, like, hang around in Destiny Islands for a couple of years or something. But it implies that, like, it was a kid that was, like, born there, though, so it's, like... And again, if this was, like, because, like... I don't know how old, like, Xehanort or Erika's are. Like, they... It's like, Erika's not quite going gray, and Xehanort has silver hair, and he's, like, bald, so, like... At least, like... 50 to 60, I guess? Ish? I don't know. I'm very bad with, like, determining ages, and I've been ranting for 19 minutes, Jesus. But yeah, I guess, like, that's, what was I even saying? I'm, like, too tired to even rant. And, like, it's because maybe I'm just having a moment of insanity here. I'm just really tired, because I slept, like, 4 hours last night. It was kind of awful, but, I don't... So, like, maybe I'm just, like, hallucinating and rambling, and I don't... Maybe I won't even remember that I did this tomorrow morning, and I'll find this file and be like, what the fuck is this? But, okay, so... Because, like, I don't know, like, it just seems very strange that... he'd somehow... like... like, I don't know, like, if this is, like, a tale from, like, 50 years ago, this is where I was going with this. Because if, like, let's just say that they're 50, for the sake of, like, the argument here. Ericus and Xehanort are 50, and, again, let's just say that, Xehanort left Destiny Islands when he was a kid. I don't know, he looked like old. Maybe he was like he looked like older than the characters are in Kingdom Hearts, like 2, etc. So maybe he was like late teens. So that, but that's still like over 30 years ago. Like, would parents really be telling their little kids that? Like, that's what I'm going at, because it's like if you're a kid, like, how many urban myths, like, do you know from your parents' childhood? Like, none, right? Because, like, who tells their kid, like, urban myths from their childhood about, like, things? Like, hey, son, back when I was your age, there was this kid in school who could, like, shove an entire bicycle up his nose. I don't know. But, like, so it's like, why would anybody tell, like, so, because, like, I'm better saying, like, why does Riku know this if this is something that happened, like, 30 years ago? Unless it's very convenient writing. But, like, I don't know, like, it just kind of depends, because, like, I can't determine, like, because, like, there is a lot of things that, like, the writing of this series does that I don't really, like, I personally don't really like, but I don't think they very often do the, like, they just kind of, like, shrug and are like, okay, well, this character just, like, knows this thing because, or does this thing because, like, it seems like there's, like, a reason for most things that do happen, so the reasons not always being, like, as good of reasons as other times, but, like, it seems that everything seems to have reasons, is what I'm saying. So, like, it seems odd to me that they would just kind of, like, oh, well, like, Riku knows this, just kind of because. And also, it's weird that he would mention this. Because, like, that, like, cause, like, it seems that, like, unless it literally was just, like, say, because, like, again, he can time travel, so, like, unless it was Xehanort going up to, like, Riku being like, hey, little boy, did you know that there was this kid who, like, got off the world? Because, like, maybe he would want Riku to, like, be wanting to leave, because he, like, he's been in the future, and he knows that he'll, like, become evil, or, like, at least, like, join the dark side for a little while. Because obviously he's not, like, permanently evil, but, like, so maybe that's something that happens? Like, I can't really tell. But the point is that, like, Riku would have, like, no business knowing this if this was something that happened, like, 30-some years ago. And the reason that he mentions this, or, like, writing-wise, seems to imply that it is something important that, like, the player is supposed to know. Like, we don't know what it means yet, but, like, it's something that we are meant to know, like, take note of, like, mentally, which I'm doing here right now in a 24-minute video, which is probably gonna end up being, like, at least half an hour if I don't ramble on further beyond that. God, this is longer than my general, like, segments of anything else that I do. Okay, back to the point, though. So, yeah, like, the facts are, Riku mentions that a kid, like, left the island somehow, and, like, went to different worlds. Or, I don't know if he mentions that he went to different worlds, but at least he left this one, is what I'm getting at. And we see, and, like, that's a fact. Another fact is that we see who I assume to be a younger version of Xehanort on the island. Because he has the silver hair, And, like, he kind of has, like, the pointy... I think he had, like, the pointy hair style at the top. I don't remember. Because, like, that seems to be kind of a recurring thing. Because, like, Ansem has, like, the pointy, like, hairs at the front. And then Xehanort's hair is pointy. Which, wait, no, would that imply that it was Terra already? So, or, like, does that imply that that's Terra, then? Like, as Xehanort? Oh god, that's a whole nother dimension of weird. Like, what if that's Terra? But why would Terra... No, cause Riku says it was a kid. So that, like, and he says it to Terra, and he, like, doesn't, like, act like Terra is a kid, so it implies that he's younger than Terra, so, like, or at least that's what I would think. So I don't think it would be Terra. If it would be, then, like, ignore everything that I said here. But then what is up with the secret boss that is seemingly a time traveler? Okay. So, okay, there we go with another fact. Seemingly there is hints at time travel here. That is a fact. The unknown was wearing one of those organization cloaks, or, like, I don't know what the term for those is. They're just organization cloaks, or, like, what? The things that, like, apparently protect you from darkness, or something. Like, those, like, so, like, that's the thing that exists. But, like, he had one of those, and he had ethereal blades. Which, like, the two latter things seem to point at he's, like, related to, like, Xehanort, because, like, the character who shares those aspects, like the cloak and the ethereal blades, is Xemnas, who is Xehanort, or please, like, Terra Xehanort's nobody. Which, like, wait, like, if Terra is also in there, because, like, oh, that's a whole different new thing. Does that imply that there's, like, a Heartless version and a nobody version of Terra out there? Because, like, when, like, Kairi's heart was in Sora and Sora became a Heartless, like, that made Naminé exist all of a sudden. Which, like, that's a whole different level of weird, but, like, I guess these are just, like, general thoughts for Kingdom Hearts 3 / maybe even, Dream Drop Distance already, because I still haven't played that, and I don't know anything about that game's story. So, okay. Like, so, like, does that mean that there's, like, when, like, Xehanort turned into a Heartless, does that mean that, like, there was a Terra one as well? Like, there's a Terra Nobody and a Terra Heartless? Because that'd be kind of interesting. Because, like, I don't know, like, and, like, if you, like, I don't know. Because I don't know if that's, like, the case, like, because I theorized this, but, like, is there, like, how do you, like, is it possible to, like, get people back from the dead? Or, not the dead, because there's, like, a difference between being dead and being, like, split up into things. Like, is it possible to, like, reunite them somehow? So, like, if we did make a nobody and a thing from Terra, then, like, can we somehow reunite those back into thing? Which, oh god, that means that we probably could also put Ansem and Xemnas back together to remake Xehanort. I guess that would make sense, though, if they're gonna have him back for, like, because I assume they're gonna have him back for, like, Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, like, mechanics of, like, heartless stuff, but that's a whole different topic. Let's get off of the whole, like, terror thing, but, like, so, to recap, I guess. Okay, no, I was just still stating the facts. And we also know that, like, back in the day, like, Ericus and Xehanort worked together as, like, kids, it seemed, according to that one, like, E3, Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. So, but what do I make of that? Well, again, what I make of that is the fact that somehow, like, Xehanort time traveled, like, Xehanort grew up, like, okay, so, timeline here is, he gets, like, born on Destiny Islands, I guess, and then, like, he, like, grows up, and during his life somehow learns to time travel, and I guess, and maybe some other things too. Maybe he starts doing the research on the whole, like, because he's, like, so obsessed with the Keyblade, as in the Greek symbol. I gotta specify this here because, like, again, it's not like it's in text or like you get little subtitles going on there saying exactly what I'm saying, like in the games. So yeah, he's, like, obsessed with that, and he knows, like, everything about that whole war and, like, everything, so, like, maybe he did all that research in his, like, first, like, go-through of life, and then he, like, returns, like, to his kid self, like, by time traveling. And then it turns out it's like a whole, like, butterfly effect sort of deal where he just, like, eventually, like, he just, like, goes back to, like, a previous moment in his life with the knowledge that he already had from before. Which, I guess that could explain why he suddenly knows how to, like, if that's what he does, how to leave the world and, like, I guess time travel. But he has the time travel, so I would, like... So introducing that aspect would make it even more complicated for no reason. Then again, this is Kingdom Hearts we're talking about, so... I don't know. But... Okay, so... Like, he grows up and he learns about all that stuff. And I guess he learns, like, combat with ethereal blades. Maybe he visits the, possibly to be included, Star Wars Worlds for Kingdom Hearts 3 and just takes some, like, lightsaber lessons, and then makes his own, which he then calls the ethereal blades. I don't know, actually. Like, I don't... That's a different topic, but I guess they could just, like... They could just retcon him into literally being lightsabers now, because it's possible. Like, there's no reason why they can't do that anymore, because, like, both Kingdom Hearts and Star Wars are Disney properties, so they could, but I don't think they probably won't, but I don't know, it was just a weird thought that I had, but yeah. Point is that he, like, learns how to use those, and he learns how to time travel, and he, I guess, also learns about the whole, like... Actually, doesn't he mention the story of, like, the war when talking to Ericus in the trailer or something? I vaguely remember something like that. People were quoting it in the chat during one of the streams, and I don't remember exactly. I think it mentioned the Keyblade war thing. So, it implies that he already knows of it then. So unless he, like... So, like, it would make sense to me that, like, Xehanort learns this, travels back in time to his previous self, and then sends himself back in time even, like his kid self goes back in time even further to pretty much, like, gain power, like, earlier on, or, like, because, like, I don't know, like, because that means there's, like, an alternate timeline of Kingdom Hearts now, where I don't know what happened. Somehow Xehanort learned to time travel in that timeline. My god, I'm tired. So yeah, like, he travels back, and then he goes back further to, like, Ericus. Maybe Ericus would have initially been, like, some sort of major, like, threat. Ericus seems so, like, obsessed with, like, destroying darkness. Maybe he actually figured out how to do it. And then, like... maybe this somehow, like, offset some sort of balance, and then turns out that Xehanort is actually a good guy? Okay, no, that's going too far. That's going way too far. But... point is, like, maybe, like, Ericus in general is just some sort of big thread, because, like, Xehanort does really like his darkness, and can't really have Ericus, like, taking that away from him. And maybe he became, like, too powerful to stop, like, in the future. He became more powerful than you could possibly imagine. But, so, like, other words that, imply that I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. But yeah, he travels back in time, and then... so, okay. I'm trying to recap this, like, in a concise list without adding more thoughts. So, Xehanort's born. He grows up, and like, when he's a grown-up, I guess, like, he somehow, like... maybe he gets, like, access to... again, I'm trying to, like... do this, but, like, he maybe gets, like, access to, like, opening like the worlds, or, like, leaving as an adult somehow. Like, I don't know how he does this, but then again, like, maybe the younger Xehanort just use, like, Corridors of Darkness. I don't know anymore. Okay. Point is, Xehanort number 1, like, the original Xehanort, like, leaves Destiny Islands at some point in his life, and learns how to use, like, the ethereal blades, I guess. Like, I don't even know if that's that big of a plot point that he knows that, but... and then he also learns to time travel, and learns about the whole Keyblade War thing, and, like, I guess about the Keyblade itself as well. Then travels back in time to his kid self, or his, like, teen self, or whatever. There's a younger version of him, in any case. And he passes on this knowledge. And, like, and the abilities. I guess he, like, maybe he would, like, train him. Which, if he wasn't evil, would actually be kind of cool to, like, have yourself from the future come back and, like, train you. But, point is, he passes on his knowledge. He probably trains him to use the ethereal blades and all that. And then, like, I don't know what happens to the first Xehanort. Maybe he just, because, like, at that point he would already be old. So maybe he just dies. He probably just dies, actually. Or, like, I don't know, maybe he's, like, some sort of time slip, whatever. Don't care for the moment what happens to the original Xehanort, but he, like, travels back in time. And then, like, he... like, lives, like, he meets up with Ericus, and they train under Yensid, and it's all good, and they learn how to use Keyblades and all that. And, like, maybe somewhere in his life then, he learned how to do that thing that he does at the end of Birth by Sleep to take over Terra's body. So yeah, like, he lives to become old, and he becomes, like, Keyblade Master himself, and then, like... because then he's, like... stronger than he was before. Like, his first version didn't know how to use a Keyblade, and, like, the second Xehanort here does know how to use one, so he's, like, better by default. So, he, like, he pretty much doesn't want to just, like, kind of die here, or pass all this on to a new version of him. So, basically, he feels that he's, like, strong enough to keep going with this now, instead of passing the torch on to somebody else. Who knows how many times the torch has been passed on to different Xehanorts? I don't know. But point is that he just kind of, like, merges with Terra, and then, like, eventually, like, turns himself into a Heartless, and then also a Nobody, which then, like, so... yeah. And then does something with Braig and Isa to make Xigbar and Saïx have the yellow eyes, and again, Braig already had the yellow eyes, so it's not... Because it's not just the process of, like, turning into a nobody, then, but, like, it's something. I don't know. But then that all happens, and I don't know where this all is going, but I'm assuming that if any of this is accurate or, like, relevant at all, maybe I'm just overanalyzing stuff that really doesn't need to be overanalyzed. But, like, if this is, in fact, important at all and stuff, I'm assuming that it's gonna be relevant for, Dream Drop Distance or Kingdom Hearts 3, either or. I don't even know if, like, there's any sort of mention of Xehanort in Dream Drop. Actually, if the, like, actually, according to my theory, there must be, because apparently I shouldn't look up the unknown because it's a spoiler for Birth by Sleep. So judging by my theory, the unknown should be the time-traveling Xehanort before he, like, travels back to learn how to use a Keyblade, I guess. That's my theory. I guess then that's the only thing that I really figured out, other than establish that who knows how many Xehanorts are around then, which is kind of a scary thought. So, like, for, like, every Xehanort, it's like, we took, like, it's like a, like, all the games so far to take down this first one. Maybe that's only the first Xehanort. Like, who knows how many others are left, which I guess they could, like, focus the rest of the series on then. Or that's how they could bring Xehanort back, even if they do continue the series, or something. But the point is that, yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is, the unknown is time travel Xehanort after he left Destiny Island, after he got knowledge of how to do so, and about, like, the Keyblade War from his original self, who like time traveled back to him, and then he time traveled back to when Ericus was a kid, and then he, like, effectively, like, grows up together with him, I guess, and then the events of Birth by Sleep happen, and from there on out, you should all know where everything goes, and then eventually, this is gonna lead into Dream Drop Distance, where they might, like, do something. Maybe the time-traveling one, like, somehow brings back the other two versions of Xehanort, like, or, like, the two, like, ones that were defeated. Like, he time-travels back to before the endings of, like, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and, like, kind of, like, takes out Ansem and Xemnas, and then kind of, like, merges them back together into, like, the real Xehanort. But then again, how would he figure out how to do... I don't know. I think I should stop. I'm getting a headache. It's currently 2:45. I've been going on for almost 45 minutes. I think it's time to stop. I don't have much else to theorize on. I could do a thought dump on the different worlds that could be in Birth by Sleep 2, but I guess I'll wait with that. I might do that at some point. Might not even be interesting enough to do so, but yeah. I'm probably crazy, and none of this is probably accurate. Maybe the whole time travel, or maybe the whole, like, clock thing was just, like, a red herring. I don't know. Anyways, for now, I'm just gonna, thank whoever watched this, for sitting through the whole thing. Don't spoil whether or not I'm right or wrong, or, like, anything, if I'm, like, got something right, or, like, nothing right, or, like, just don't tell me anything. And, yeah, I'll see you around. So, for now, thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you guys all when hopefully I'm not dead and tired anymore and not rambling. So, bye for now.